This is Pulse 95.
Pulse 95.
It's the Morning Majlis.
His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasimi, the Supreme Council member and ruler of Sharjah, has approved the first phase of the Sultan project for decent living. And this is great news because it includes an increase in pensions for 453 retired Sharjah police personnel. As part of this 40 million per year project, pension for retired personnel from Sharjah Police is now going to rise to 17,500 per individual. This was announced by His Highness the Ruler of Sharjah through the Direct Line program that is broadcast live on Sharjah Radio and Sharjah TV. Now, he said, quote, "Not only that, but we will also compensate them for the financial sufferings they went through during the past period by handling their problems and settling their debts. This file is before me now, and I will start working on it. The compensation, however, will be a gift from me for those who suffered during this period, and we wish to Allah that this year will not end unless we are all fine." What an incredible gesture.
It is, definitely. And His Highness, the Sharjah ruler, added that His Highness obtained statistics on the numbers and salaries of this category and studied them and worked on them with officials, stressing that they found that the salaries are not enough. Although Sharjah Social Services Department provides assistance for such cases, the amount is little. So His Highness continued that the Sharjah Social Services Department provides assistance for such cases and continued that it stopped the department stops the amount offered immediately if the person opens the project, even if it is small, considers it is as source of livelihood, to which His Highness questions the reason behind cutting the amount, given that God gave them this source of income. And also on the difference between an employee and an officer, His Highness said that what is the difference between an employee and an officer? When the employee finishes his work, he goes to his home and rests. While the officer stays up at night. Sometimes his work is at night and sometimes during the day, and at all times his work is interspersed with risks, and it is necessary that he is to be honored. And the officer is more than an employee. Knowing that, I do not want to make a difference between them, but I'm currently working on addressing this category, making the situation first on my agenda. And His Highness also said that we asked SSSD to leave this category to us, and I studied their conditions myself to treat them regardless of the cost, so that they would be equalized with the retired employees of the Sharjah Police on the local cadre. And also, since the local cadre status was modified on January 1st, 2018, we will present retirees from the Sharjah Police on the federal cadre. This difference when it started back in January 1st of 2018. So great gestures by His Highness. And regarding the ways of dealing with the conditions of retired employees of the Sharjah Police on the federal cadre, His Highness said that we will do this without burdening the government with expenses in the middle of the year, as we have arranged all matters with the bank through a real estate portfolio and not through loans. I will not accept to feed my children with loans. That's what His Highness said. He said that what we offer to our children who work and strive for their country is not a favor, but rather it is their right over us. They are my sons and my daughters. I give my children with complete joy, as I am saddened while reviewing the papers. This is known only to those who are aware of the conditions of society and see its details. And I will not accept that the conditions of my children be treated through subsidies, but rather by raising their salaries.
That's incredibly moving here, the descriptor, the use of the word "my children" to describe those who commit and work their lives to serve this nation. And it's also great to see these policies and gestures and decisions that are being carried out by His Highness the Ruler of Sharjah, very much in line with Sharjah's new welfare policies, for instance, raising the minimum salary for citizens here in the Emirate, and also working on a number of welfare and social services benefits for people here in the Emirate. And His Highness the ruler of Sharjah also stated, "This society is our prime concern. My wife Sheikh Jawahar bint Muhammad al-Qasimi, chairperson of the Supreme Council for Family Affairs, and I work and strive for it. And hence we take care of the family and support its stability through a large sector that includes many centers. These include the youth centers, children's centers, Sharjah Young Ladies, Friends of Breastfeeding Association, and many more as well." Meanwhile, Major General Saif al-Zari Shamsi, Commander-in-Chief of Sharjah Police, extended his gratitude to His Highness the ruler of Sharjah, saying, quote, "The decision has warmed our hearts and would directly reflect on the lives of the retirees, especially families of deceased retirees who devoted their lives to police work."
It's incredible, all this humanitarian gestures that we're used to seeing from His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Muhammad al-Qasimi, the Supreme Council member and the ruler of Sharjah. And on this topic as well, it's important to note that yesterday His Highness has issued an Emiri Decree number 34 for 2021, calling on municipal councils here in the Emirate of Sharjah to convene for the first regular session of the 17th annual term. So basically, this Emiri Decree stipulates that the municipal councils here in the Emirate are called to convene for the first regular session of the 17th annual term on September 19th, each at its headquarters.
Stick around to Pulse 95. We've got a lot to discuss up next. We're going to be talking about more wonderful initiatives from the Emirate of Sharjah, this time around pertaining to women riders. Stay tuned to Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of The Morning Majlis, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.
Pulse.